Dear student, in this video we will learn SR flip-flop in detail. SR flip-flop is one of the fundamental part of the sequential circuit. So let us discuss SR flip-flop in detail. Let us focus on the learning outcomes of this lecture. The students will be able to understand what is SR flip-flop, what is the symbolic representation for the SR flip-flop, the detailed working of the SR flip-flop, truth table of the SR flip-flop, and applications of the SR flip-flop. Now let us define or understand what is SR flip-flop. The SR flip-flop is a memory device and a binary data of 1 bit can be stored in it. The SR flip-flop has two stable states in which it can either store data in the form of either binary 0 or binary 1. Like all flip-flop, the SR flip-flop is also age-sensitive device. The S and R letter in the SR flip-flop means set and reset. That's why this flip-flop is called as a set-reset flip-flop. Now we will see the symbolic representation of the SR flip-flop. SR flip-flop is having two input, that is S and R, and two output, Q and Q bar, which are complementary to each other. There is one more input, we can consider clock as an input. So as the flip-flop are clock driven, the clock must be given. So in this diagram, the clock is a positive age trigger, whereas in the second diagram, this is a representation of the clock for the negative age trigger. Now let us understand the working of SR flip-flop in detail. In this diagram, there are 4 NAND gates. You may use the SR design using NOR gate. So in this diagram, the S and R are the two input, whereas Q and Q bar are the two complementary output. Along with that, the clock is a trigger signal. The SR flip-flop works during the transition of the clock pulse either from the low to high or from the high to low, depending on the design, that is, it can be either positive age trigger or negative age trigger. As the flip-flop is a clock driven, for simplicity we will consider all the time clock as a 1 for all possible combinations of S and R. Now as two input S and R, there will be 4 possible combinations. Let us consider the first combination, that is S equal to 0 and R equal to 0. So here S is 0 and R is 0. So as already we said, the clock we have to consider as a 1. Now we will know the truth table of the NAND gate, that is for 1 1 the output is 0, otherwise for all other combinations output will be 1. So for the first NAND gate, as S is equal to 0 and clock equal to 0, as any one of the input is 0, ultimately the output will be 1. Similarly, for the second NAND gate, as clock is 1 and R equal to 0, so as one of the input is 0, irrespective of second input, the output will be 1. Now in this diagram, this structure, if you observe this structure, this is a simple SR latch. So for 1 1, we know that for the 1 1 input, the output is, that is, no change. In the Q, the output is no change. Again in the Q bar, no change. This no change condition we directly obtained by referring the truth table of the SR latch, which is already covered in the previous video. Now what do you mean by no change condition? Let us assume for the previous combination, if the output available at the Q and Q bar are 1 and 0 respectively. Now if you give the S equal to 0 and R equal to 0, still the output will be remain same. That means Q equal to 1 and Q bar equal to 0. This is called as a no change condition. So for this condition, when S equal to 0, R equal to 0, the output will not be changed. It will be remain same as a previous, whatever the output is available in Q and Q bar. Now let us consider the second condition, that is when S equal to 0 and R equal to 1. And again we have to consider clock as a 1. So for this condition, again we will see What is the truth table of the NAND gate? For 1 1 the output is 0, otherwise the output will be 1. So simply as one of the input is 0, the output will be 1 irrespective of second input. Again for the 1 1 the output is 0. That means the output of this NAND gate is 1, the output of second NAND gate is 0. Again we have to refer the truth table of the SR latch, in which when this is 1 and this is 0, that time we will get Q as a 0 and Q bar as a 1. As Q is 0, the Q is the main output, right? So as Q is 0, we can consider this condition as a reset condition. So when S equal to 0 and R equal to 1, this condition is called as a reset condition. Now consider the next condition, S equal to 1, R equal to 0. For this, for 1 1, the output of first NAND gate will be 0. Whereas for 1 and 0, the output of second NAND gate will be 1. So again if you refer this SR latch, for this 0 and 1 input, the output will be 1 and 0. That means we are getting the output as a high, the Q as a high, whereas Q bar as a low. That means when S equal to 1, that time we are the main output we are getting as a 1. That's why we can consider this condition as a set condition. Now see the last condition, that is when S equal to 1 and R equal to 1 and clock is 1. Now we know that for 1 1, the output of NAND gate will be 0. Again for 1 1, the output of this NAND gate is also 0. Now for 0 0, we know that a SR latch gives Q equal to 1 and Q bar equal to also 1. So as it is expected that Q and Q bar should be complementary to each other. As we are getting Q is also 1 and Q bar also 1, we can consider this condition as an invalid condition, or we can say forbidden condition. There are so many different names. So the Q and Q bar should not be same. That's why this is invalid condition. Now see the entire truth table, that is S and R as two input. There will be the 4 possible combinations. So these are the 4 possible combinations. Along with that, this clock is there, right? So this is upward direction. That means it is a positive h-trigger clock. You may take negative h-trigger clock. So for each condition we already discussed in detail. For S equal to 0, R equal to 0, there will not be any change in the output. Whatever the previous state, it will be remains continue. When S equal to 0, R equal to 1, that time as S equal to 0, the main output, that is Q output, is 0. That's why we can call this condition as a reset condition. Similarly, when S equal to 1 and R equal to 0, that time the main output Q is high. We are getting that output as a high. That's why we can say this condition as a set condition. The last condition, when S equal to 1, R equal to 1, that time both the output, that is Q and Q bar, both the output we are getting high, but the output Q and Q bar should not be same. That's why this condition is forbidden condition or invalid condition. Now let us see the applications of SR flip-flop. The SR flip-flop are very simple but not widely used in the practical circuit because of its condition, that is S equal to R and S equal to 1, R equal to 1. That time the output is Q and Q bar both are getting high, which is invalid condition. But they are used in the switching circuit as they provide a simple switching function, that is set and reset condition. One such application is switch debound circuit. It is used to eliminate the mechanical bounds of the switches in the digital circuit.